Sharp knives rock. That's why we're here today. I'm Kevin. I own this little shop called Knifewear. We're going to teach you how to sharpen knives because a sharp knife is safer, a sharp knife makes your food taste better, and a sharp knife makes your days in the kitchen more enjoyable. Okay, this is how I sharpen a knife. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a coarser stone. This one's a 1000 grit. If your knife is very, very dull or has some damage, you may have to start with a 200 or a 500 grit stone. My knife is in pretty good shape, so I'm not going to bother with it. So what we're going to do, we're going to splash a bit of water on my 1000 grit stone here and get going. The trick is consistency. That's about 15 degrees. That's about what we want to sharpen that at. The trick is consistency. Keep it the same angle every stroke. We're going to do that until we get a burr along the entire edge of our knife. Well, there we go. Splash more water. Do the back side of the blade. You can see I'm still holding the knife in my right hand. We will always hold the knife in our right hand and always start on the right side of the blade. So now we've got a burr on that entire side. Quick stropping action on the stone. No weight, just more or less the weight of the knife. 2 forward, 1 back, and that's going to take the burr off our stone, or off our knife. And then we're going to finish the job on a leather strop. Give the edge a quick examine. Ooh, yeah, that's cutting into there nicely. So now what we need to do is move on to a finer stone. Like we said before, it's just like sandpaper. You start with a coarse stone and move on to a finer one. Give it a quick flattening. We always want to make sure our stones are true before we start. Otherwise we can get very mixed results. I like to bevel the edges of my stone. It stops them from breaking so much. Sometimes they get bumped around and the edge might hit something hard and you'll knock a chip off the side of your stone. So keep the corners beveled and we make the stone a bit stronger. This is a 4000 grit stone. So we've gone from the 1000 to a 4000, so we're going to get a finer edge here. And all we're doing is sharpening until we can hear the sound of the stones change, and on our fingertips it starts to feel smoother. And then we'll know to move on to the next stone. Again, we'll use that stropping motion. And again, we'll strop on the leather here. Oops. To remove any of that last burr along the edge. Moving on to our 8000 grit stone, and you can see the stone is quite black. This is normally a white stone, but there's a lot of black on there. We call that glazing. That needs to come off. I know this stone's flat. It doesn't need to be flattened each time. And I flattened it last time. So all we need to do is use our Nagura stone to clean the black glazing off. Like a big eraser for the stone. There we go, done and dusted. Now we're ready to sharpen. Always clean the grit off of a Nagura stone from our, so the grit from the Nagura stone, always clean that off on our finishing stones if we're using synthetic stones. If you're using a natural stone, you leave it on. But basically that Nagura stone that we've used is coarser than our 8000 grit stone here. Now again, it's the same activity on each stone, but once we get to the 8,000 grit stone, I'm not going to be feeling for a burr. I'm going to be listening and feeling on my fingertips. It's a bit hard to listen out here. What you're listening for is this popping sound. It sounds like maybe this very fine gravel on the stone. Once that sound smooths out and disappears, we know we can switch over to the other side of the knife. That's just the scratches being sharpened out of the blade road of our knife. And again, stropping on the leather to remove any slight bit of burr, and then the side with the aluminum oxide. And another airplane. So you can see it's a nice smooth cut. And we can cut little curves into it as well. This lets us know that we've got a very sharp knife. The smoother and the quieter it cuts, the better.